It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. How are you today? Are you still spending time with your family after Christmas is gone? You're done with the Christmas hangover stuff and you're glad it's over. There's a sense of relief. There's a sense of pressure removed from your shoulders because you felt people might not have liked your gifts. People would have returned your gifts, or people wouldn't have been happy with what you got them. Your children wouldn't play with the toys you bought them. And that burden, that fear, that burden is really gone. That's an actual burden. And the fear of Christmas has a fear behind it, where you give gifts and you go to see family. You don't know how they're going to accept you because you might not have seen them in a long time. That kind of a thing can really arouse up a fear in you. And this is, to me, the no fear zone. So I like to talk about how you, as a person, can remove yourself from fear. That's what this whole channel is about. This whole channel is about removing yourself from fear, from doubt, from worry, and getting you into a position to incline yourself and elevate yourself. That's why I am doing these video series. And one of the purposes I'm doing these video series is actually because I'm actually writing a book. I don't know if I told you, if this is your first time coming to my channel. It's called Breaking Out, Escape the Fear of Failure. And I'm writing that book. It will be released this coming year. And it's about how I struggled with failure. How I failed at a lot of things. I struggled with failing. I failed everything I tried. I tried and put my hands on. I failed at business attempts. I failed at high school. I failed at middle school. I failed everywhere I went in my life. But this channel is about how I became a self-made success story, but more so about how you can see yourself in a position of succeeding as well. And that's why this channel is all about self-empowerment, self-development, self-growth, self-everything. Why? Because I need you to understand that it's important that you take time for yourself to grow. You know, this Christmas season, we poured into a lot of people. This Christmas season, we gave to everybody. This holiday season, we did a lot of giving. We did a lot of sharing. We did a lot of time spending. But now it's time for you to spend time on you and your mind. And today, I just want to talk about the fear of actually failing, the fear of being scared to succeed. There's a real fear in being scared to succeed. There's a fear behind wanting to succeed, seeing yourself in that place. And that's why I like to talk about self-actualization today. Self-actualization is you taking time to sit down, meditate, pray, think, and see yourself in that position. See yourself doing it. See yourself actually doing what you say you want to do. And that's why, again, I like to call this the no fear zone, because this will help you, push you, propel you to being a person that don't have to be scared if you actually see yourself doing it already. So, self-actualization is the thing that you want to do when you meditate. When you meditate, you want to see yourself already in that position that you're calling yourself to. But you have to call yourself to it. You have to call yourself to that position. You have to demand in the space and time and universe that you are already in that position. You have to demand that of the space and time that we're in. You have to demand that of the space that you're in. You have to demand that of your time that you spend. You have to demand that every single day. You have to demand that you are that teacher, that engineer, that book writer that you want to become. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you want to, wherever it is you want to go, you have to do some self-actualization. That is seeing yourself actually doing it. I'll tell you an example. When I'm at the gym, and if you see how much I weigh, I'm only about 165 pounds. And I work out a lot. And when I work out, I do it for muscle gain. I do it for muscle gain. And I try to gain, muscle definition as well. And I mean, I'm not the biggest guy, but I am a little bit toned. My point I'm trying to make is, when I want to lift a significant amount of weight, I know I've never lifted this weight before. I know I've never lifted this weight before. But get this. when I do some self-actualization under that weight bar, and I just close my eyes for a second, and I visualize myself actually taking that bar off the rack, bringing it to my chest, and putting it back on the rack, let me tell you what I realized. That I can lift any amount of weight I want. Because once I've seen myself do it, it's already done. I said, once I see myself do it, it's already done. It's done. Stick a fork in it, it's done. I've done this. I've taken the X amount of weight. I knew I'd never lifted this weight before. And I had no spotter. I said, okay, I know I'm not lifting this weight. It's heavy. How am I going to get this off my chest if I can't? I got to yell, and that's embarrassing. So I didn't really do it because I would be embarrassed, although I did want to save myself the embarrassment of not being able to lift it off my chest. I always do some self-actualization first. So I see myself pulling that weight down on my chest, picking that weight back up, racking it on the bar. Once I see myself do that, then let me tell you something. It is already done. And the moment I see it already done in my mind, the moment that bar comes off of that rack so easy and lightly, boom, boom, I take it off, I put it back on. Boom, boom. It's that quick. It happens that fast. And I'm never surprised because I know that I visualized it. I've actualized it in my mind. I've worked it out already. I'm here to tell you, wherever you want to go and whatever you want to do, you have to actually see yourself doing it. And here's another thing you have to do. You have to actually see yourself being rejected. So your mind and your body is prepped for that. That's why you have to meditate on these things. Because by meditating and by praying on these things, what happens is you prepare yourself, your mind and your body to take and accept rejection. Because it's going to come. Failure and rejection is part of the journey. But you ought not to be scared to go. You ought not to be scared to tread the path. You ought not to be scared to walk. I always ask the question, are you a trailblazer or a pathfinder? Are you a person who blazes trails and leave a path? Or are you the pathfinder? You look for a trail and you follow along on it. Are you the pioneer? Are you the one that's willing to go and break tradition? Are you willing to go and break out of tradition that mom has set, that dad has set? What kind of a tradition? Well, in my family, no one graduated high school the traditional way. No one. I grew up in the house of 8 children. Remind you, 8 children. None of us graduated high school the traditional way, walking across the stage by completing 4 years of high school. We've all dropped out, each and every one of us. And only 4 of us went back to get our GED. One including me. I went back and got my GED. But somebody has to break the tradition. Somebody has to break that fear of not being able to go and do and complete a task or a journey. That fear was sown into us because of the fear my mom had. My mom had a fear. And I'll say this. And I'm not ragging on my mom here. What I'm saying is that my mom never instilled in us the motivation that we can do anything, that anything is possible. It was never instilled in us. It was never instilled in us. She kind of lived in a fear that said she can't do anything. She believed the world, and the world said that you can't make it, and she believed that. She believed the world and saying you can't do this, and she believed that. And that was passed down to a whole nother generation of kids. A whole generation. 8 children were not able to walk across a high school stage because the fear that was passed down. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you here? That we had to break that traditional cycle. Someone had to. 4 of us did. I was one of them. I broke out of that traditional cycle of fear that we cannot be anything. I cannot be anything. I said, I'm going to be something. I'm going to do something about my life. I'm going to make it. And every single day I knock down a door. Every single day I'm pushing myself. Why? Because I see myself already doing it. Why? Because I see myself seeing it already done. Why? Because I meditate and I pray and I go within and I read and I educate myself because I want to see it done. I don't want to wait for someone to tell me it can't be done. I'd rather go and try, find out, and realize it myself if it can't be done. You understand? So you have to actually see yourself making it happen. You have to actually see yourself doing it. And once you see yourself doing it, keep going with that thought. Seeing yourself not only doing it, but see yourself, if you want to run a marathon, you know that you cannot see the mile, you cannot have in your mind the long journey ahead, or else you will give up like everybody else would. You cannot have in your mind the long journey ahead. Every marathon runner, they have one end goal in mind, and that is crossing the finish line. The only thing in their mind is crossing the finish line. That is the only thing implanted in their mind, in their head. You have to believe that as well. You have to believe that if you're going to accomplish something, you have to see yourself walking across the stage. You have to see yourself going and achieving, walking across the finish line, running across the finish line. You have to see yourself getting the promotion. You have to see yourself in that position that you want that promotion for. You have to see yourself making that money. You have to look at your paycheck and see the raise already on there when it's not on there. You have to go and move mountains and bridges and channels to work your way through. You understand? This do not come with just some motivational talk that I'm trying to give you. This comes with self-empowerment. This comes with empowering yourself through the self-actualization and visualizing yourself doing it. That's how this comes. It will not come by you believing somebody talking to you all the time like me in this video. I'm sitting here giving you real life scenarios though. I'm giving you real life experiences. I'm giving you real life situation. Why? Because I wouldn't be writing this book if it were not true. Escape the fear of failure. I had a real fear of failure, and that scared me enough. Failing scared me enough to say, Marcus, you better do something about your life. You need to do something, or you will be a failure all the days of your life. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be a failure. I didn't want to be a failure. I got sick. My mind, I almost went into depression, but I had a lot of anxiety. I was never one to really be depressed, but I've had a lot of anxiety about succeeding and making it and actually becoming a success. And now I'm a self-made success story because I pushed myself. I won awards because I pushed myself. I won certificates and things that I pushed myself to do because I pushed myself to do it. Do you understand that there is a opportunity here for you in this world for you to grow? My son is going out on me. But there's opportunity for you to grow. And once you realize that anything and everything that you place in your mind is possible to achieve, it's possible to do, it will be done. Stick a fork in it. It is done. 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 Do you understand? You can get it done, but you must see yourself already having done it. You must see yourself already having done it. You must see yourself already doing it. You must see yourself across the finish line. You must see yourself walking across the stage, graduating. You must see yourself gaining the weight that you want to gain or losing the weight you want to lose. You must see yourself you must see yourself cutting the ribbon to your opening, your grand opening to your business. You must see yourself doing that first. And when you see yourself doing that, nobody, not one person on this earth can tell you it can never be done. You can already say it is done because I've seen it done. I've seen me do it. And I don't need you to tell me it can't be done. It is done. Make it happen. Do it. Do it now. And do it big. Why don't you? Don't go small. Go big. All right. That's my time. Again, subscribe below to this channel. I just want to empower you. That's all this is about. I just want to encourage you, push you, get you through to the next day. I'm not here trying to be some guru. I'm not here trying to be some grand master whiz with education. I just love to empower people, encourage people. I mentor. I travel speaking all over the place. And I get to empower high school students because I was a high school dropout. A lot of kids stay in school because of my empowerment. I'm here to tell you, that's all I'm here to do, is just empower you, to get you to understand that if you just want it bad enough, it can be done. You got to want it really bad. And I want it bad for you. I want it more for you than you want it for yourself. Because I know who I was. I knew who I was. I was in that place. I couldn't believe it. Nobody believed in me, and I didn't believe in me. You know, me and people, we had the same thing in common. We never believed in ourselves. But again, subscribe to the channel below. I never believed in myself. I'm sorry. Again, subscribe to this channel below, please. I'm rambling now, and I don't want to mix my words. Just subscribe to the channel below. You can visit me on my website at www.marquesinspires.wordpress.com. Marcus is spelled M-A-R-Q-U-E-S. Okay? Go to my own website. Check out some stuff. I'll have my book there. I have my t-shirts there. I have some merchandise for you. I have blogs there you can read. Get more great information like this. And just be here with me. I will try and do this every day if possible. If not, at least 3 to 4 times a week. If that's not good enough for you, then I don't know what to say. Go find somebody else. But I love you all. Peace out. See you again mañana.